All right, I'd like to thank the grace of heaven, virtues of the masters, mercy and compassion of grand predecessors, transmitters, temple masters, for giving me this opportunity to talk about the part 2 of the Heart of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, okay? Or the Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra, okay? All right, we left off, I think, right here. Right here, which is this. There's neither suffering, accumulation of affliction, cessation of suffering, or path. These 4 are, if we know correctly, Chinese, which is the 4 Noble Truths right here, right? Appendix E, right? We know what that is, right? Okay, so, I mean, to elaborate, it just means there's a truth of suffering, right? That all conditioned phenomena is this, right? Okay. And that there is a source or origin of that suffering is due to what? This, right? Cravings and desires caused by ignorance, right? And this is part of the 12 chains of causation, right? Or dependent origination, which is on the previous paragraph or sentence, phrase on the in the Heart Sutra, right? Which we talked about. That's this right here, right? That's right here, right? We have ignorance, and then we end up with all this, right? Right here, right? Okay, right? Well, here, right? We have this, right? Right? Okay? Ignorance, all this, right? Okay, cause all that, and eventually aging that. Okay. And then Buddha also said, number 3 is that, but there is a way out. You can say there is a state, you can say, or a destination, or a destination, a goal where we can cease dukkha, right? Okay, and that's called nirvana, right? Or you can say the other shore, right? Reach the other shore. Okay, and then there's a way how to get there, or there's a way, right? Which is the most basic is the practice of the Eightfold Noble Path, right? Remember, that's Four Noble Truths was his first, you can say, teaching, right? Very first teaching, all right? Okay, so we had a separate topic on the Eightfold Paths already, right? Many, many months ago, those of you who remember, okay? All right, so, okay, so basically what Avalokitesvara or Guanyin was saying that, if we could, remember I kind of refresh on me, when we, because he's talking, this second part, remember he was talking about our Dharmakaya, right here, right? The Silizi refers to the Dharmakaya, right? At the absolute realm level, or Dharmadhatu, there is none of this, right? Neither all this, right? We talked about last week, So he's saying that, there's no 12 links, right? Because there's no birth and no death, right? Cessation of birth and death. That's what nirvana is. And likewise, there's no Four Noble Truths either, because you're in the absolute realm. So there's none of that. Even that doesn't exist, or okay, all right, okay. So well, that's sorry, talking about the Four Noble Truths, and then the six. Okay, yeah. No, did I talk? Yeah, no. I talked about this last week, right? Didn't I? Now it's refreshing. Anybody remember? Yeah, I don't want to refresh. Okay. So there's the 3 turnings. I mean, this is a little bit more detail of the Four Noble Truths. Okay, that there's these type of 3 turnings. Just remember that. Okay, we have to recognize it, or indication. That means you have to know it. We have to, not know it. That we have to that we're subjected to. Maybe that's a better term. Okay, that we have to, and then that we should cultivate it for it, and then we should then bear confirmation for it. Okay, to the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so that's just a little bit summary of last week's. Now, so there's not only no Four Noble Truths at that state, there's also neither this wisdom nor attainment. Why? Because you're at the other shore. The reason why we say there is wisdom or there is a other shore is because we haven't reached it yet. Because we're in this, dualistic realm. It's still dualistic, remember? So when you reach that shore, nirvana, or you can say Dharmadhatu, or, at the state of Dharmakaya, that means it's absolute. So there's no duality. So there's neither going nor coming, right? That's what it means, okay? Neither going or coming. There's no such thing because that's duality, right? That's considered duality. So there's no wisdom. There's no such thing called wisdom or what's the opposite of wisdom? Foolishness? Ignorance, sorry. Yeah, ignorance, right? There's none of that. There's neither attainment or something not attained because you're there. You're in that state, Dharmakaya, Dharmadhatu, all that. Or you can say, 先天, the Chinese Tao, they say 先天 or 理天, that would be similar, okay, as opposed to 气天 or 向天, right? Okay, so this refers to, okay, the what? The six paramitas, okay? So we know what the 6 paramitas are, right? We all know that. Appendix F, okay? Which is all this, right? There's the 6, right? That's the Bodhisattva path, right? Okay? All right? Okay, so, all this. Giving, charity. There's nothing to give. Nothing, there's no need to practice. You're there, right? There's nothing for forbearance, progress, concentration, or wisdom even, okay? Okay, all right? So it just means that when you are at that absolute state, there's none of that, okay? All right, so that's what it means. Now, there are different levels of paramitas, which lecture alluded to, but we don't have time to go. It's basically 3 levels of each. There's the low, mid, and high. Okay, but that's okay. That's just remember that. Okay. Now, and because 以无, right? 以 so that, or because of that, 无所得故. Well, sense, right? 故 means in this case sense. Sense because there's no attainment. Okay, so after much effort and achievement, if we have a mind of attainment, then we still have not achieved. Okay, so what Bodhisattva, what Avalokita is saying that there's no longer notion of attainment. Okay, there's no attainment. So the highest level is basically that state of Buddha nature, which has no beginning, no beginning, no end. Okay, it just means that when we return to that, when we 恢复. When we go back or reach that level of the supreme Bodhi, means there's neither attainment. There's just, it's oneness. You can say it's absolute. Okay, there's no, no two-ness or no duality. Okay, no attainment, non-attainment. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, all right. So then he says all bodhisattvas. Right, this is bodhisattva. Right, This just means bodhisattva. Okay. Right. Okay. Putisatwa, right? Putisatwa. It just means bodhisattva. Yeah, it means bodhisattva. Well, this means awaken, right? We have to say that. And then sato means what? Sentient beings, right? Sentient beings or beings that have feelings or sensations. Yeah, right here. Yeah, means afflictions. Sattva. Bodhi means awareness, right? That's the first half. Then the other one means, all this. Okay, sentient beings. You can say any beings that has sensations, feelings, etc. So basically, sentient beings who are already enlightened are called bodhisattvas, right? Okay, all right, okay. So he said, bodhisattvas, that is enlightened beings, okay, rely, E means to rely, right? Ikao, right? Rely because they rely on this, right? They rely on this, because they have no attainment. There's no, because they're up there. They're from that absolute perspective. Maybe that's a better way of saying. So that means we're being in accordance with our absolute, that prajna wisdom, that marvelous, indescribable wisdom, truth, view, all that. Okay, it's like the Buddha mind, Buddha view, Buddha knowledge. Okay, it's like that. Okay, all right. But from that absolute. Okay, so since they rely on that Buddha view, Buddha mind, Buddha knowledge, etc., or that you can say, marvelous, profound, perfect divine wisdom, then they have no 心无 what's it? 挂碍, right? 挂碍 means hindrance. 挂碍 means hindrance. Okay, 挂碍 means hindrance. Hindrance in their minds. Okay, so we no longer have any doubts or any pride. None of that. None of those wrong views. Right? Remember those 5. The 5 dull vices and the 5 king views. Okay, none of that. Okay, so as long as we are in accordance at one with our divine wisdom, then we should not have any of that. There's nothing, because you see, remember we have at the very beginning last week you talked about 限量, right? You see everything 了了分明, or 限量 means you see everything just so clearly. Just oh, that's the way it is. That's it. That's it. Okay. So then without any of these type of obstacles, you can say obstacles or doubts. Hindrance could be doubts, or then you should not have any fear or worry that we cannot achieve enlightenment. Okay. So the key is, as long as we let go, right? We have to let go of karmic affinities, right? That's what like you like always say, right? 望愿放下, right? Let go. Okay. Then once so if we let go, that means there's less things or less dust, defilements to block our wisdom from showing itself, from revealing itself, right? So once that wisdom, that perfect wisdom, our Maha Prajna, right, is shown, or it's manifested, that means it's displayed, you can say, okay, or revealed, then it'll be more than sufficient to deal with all our worldly matters. Okay, it's hard to explain. It's just very appropriate for any given type of issue that comes up. Our Maha Prajna has a way of dealing with it. Okay, all right, okay. So it's not based on a fixed formula and all that stuff. Okay. And then, so there will be no obstructions, no chisa. That means like or dislike. Duality. Okay, no dualistic views or tendencies, etc. Okay, now, so after letting go of all karmic, then we can reach the state of not letting a thought arise. That's how Lecture Liu propose. He says that's how one how do we practice that phrase that he used, right? 一念不生妄愿放下. He said, first do the 妄愿放下. Because it's hard to say, I can't have no thoughts. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's extremely difficult. So do the letting go of affinities first. Don't be attached. Just whatever situation arises, deal with it and let it go. That's it. Okay? Because at that time, when you deal with affinities or matters, okay, sometimes we still have to use our thoughts. That's the problem. Okay, that's the problem. It's hard to say, oh, I don't think about how to deal with things. Okay, so first you still have to rely a little bit. Okay, but over time, when you practice letting go of affinities, well, obviously, let me step back first. Obviously, there's a prerequisite, which is before you could do letting go. Remember I talked about earlier, letting go of we have to get rid of our afflictions, or our things like the ego, all that stuff. Okay, the wrong views. We have to practice, right? The three poisons, anger, rage, ignorance, and all that stuff. Okay, or anger, greed, greed, and let go of all that. Okay, the more we can let go, the easier it's to let go of karmic affinities. Obviously, right? If you have less ego when you deal with situations, you would tend less likely to get angry quicker, right? Or to be more ignorant, or to be greedy, right? If you let go of your ego first, right? If you let go of ego, let go of your wrong views, right? You will tend to have that, right? So that's why we have to do that first. That's why 改毛病去脾气 is the basic of everything. Then once you could get it, once you can do that, start doing that well, then it's easier to let go of karmic affinities. Get it? Okay, let go. And then once you let go, when you practice more, obviously, when it becomes natural, you can say almost natural or spontaneous of letting go, then it's easier not to have any thoughts arise. Okay, that's the sequence. Okay, so anybody want to know how to practice do that? Do it that way. Okay, that's what Lecture Liu proposes. Okay, that's his. I mean, everybody has your own way, but that's his recommendation or his method. Okay, all right. So once we could do that, where is that? Where? Yeah. Okay. Then at that state, both our this, remember, after we can let go of karmic affinities and not let a thought arise, then that our Buddha nature, our essence, you can say our essence, Banti, and our divine wisdom, Mahaprajna, is one. Get it? There's no differentiation. That's the highest. Then that means you are there. Okay, that means there's no differentiation. It's just so. It's basically tathata. At that stage, it becomes tathata, which is suchness. Remember the 12 relinquishments. The 12, number 12. You know that this is from this year's Dharma class in San Diego, right? Is it? Oh, 2 years ago. Sorry, 2 years ago. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the 12th one, but the 12th relinquishment. That's the highest, right? So you are at one. You can say at one. Yeah, one. There's no, there's no duality. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no longer saying, oh, I have an essence and I have a wisdom. You know, it's no longer that. Because that's still a separation, right? I mean, from our perspective, it's a separation. But from that absolute perspective or that ideal state, there's no separation. Get it? It's oneness. Okay? All right. So in this most ideal state, there's no contention, none of that. No duality, no discernment. Discernment means, like using the 比量, okay? Or differentiation. You can say differentiation. Yeah, that's why I say differentiation. No subject, nothing. It's all one. Everything's one, okay? So reaching the other shore is that state, okay? Basically, that's what it means by that, okay? So we do our best not to incur enmity. That means cause friction. 得罪人家. You can say 得罪人家. 得罪 means what? Insult? Not insult. It just offend. Yeah, offend. Yeah. Do our best to yield. Magnanimous. And also we have to aid people, do unconditionally, right? All that, okay? One. And then we need to conduct ourselves to a level where there's no hindrances in our mind. With no hindrance, then we are truly free, okay? Then that's the 10 liberations, okay? So it's not, you don't have to, wait till nirvana to get the 10. You could do it in, you could achieve it in this, in this life or in this physical life. Okay, so in order to become liberated, we need to recognize the true from the false. Yeah, we have to know that. We have to our Buddha nature in all forms, right? The difference between Buddha nature. Buddha nature is true. Forms are false. Okay, so we have to know that. We have to recognize that, understand that, and then the wrong views, right? All those wrong views. Like the, of self, the 5 king views, 5 dull vices. These combined are called the 10 wrong views. Okay, that's why I put on the wrong views. Okay, all that. Okay, you all, that's in the Buddha nature glossary list. Okay, you guys can look it up. All right. Okay, it's a lot of detail. Okay, then 无挂碍故, right? 无有恐怖, right? Yeah. So since there are no obstacles, then there's nothing to fear. There should be no fear. But why do we have fears? Because we have all this, right? We have all these, I don't know, not worries, but we think too much, maybe, I don't know. Or, we have motives. Yeah, we have motives. We have delusions to sort out, okay? So if we're just straightforward, above, not contending, there will be nothing to fear. Because why? Your conscience is clear. You're doing it just spontaneously because that's the way it is, okay? You're dealing with things, okay? That's straightforward. You're not dealing with any motives, okay? Doing it because of motives or any, distorted thoughts. That just means like 偏见, okay? That means just different views, okay? You're using different views or different, okay? All right. So, 远离颠倒梦想, right? Okay. That means staying far away, right? 远离, be further away. 颠倒 means inverted dreams and thoughts. I mean, that's the literal translation, okay? So most of the time, sentient beings are inverted in their views and thoughts. You know that? Right? That's what we call sentient being. We have all those likes and dislikes, okay? So unfortunately, we don't pay attention to what we should pay attention to. Instead, we pay attention to what we should not pay attention to. That's why it's called inverted, right? So it's sad. So for example, the 4 inverted views, 四颠倒. And the 7 inverted views, that's also in the Buddha nature list, okay? Glossary. Okay, what are they? Anybody know what they are? Come on, this is so basic. Okay, here you go. Okay, here. 4 inverted views. What is really impermanent to be permanent? So example, we view our physical life as permanent. Oh yeah, man, it's going to be forever. Or we view the cosmos as permanent, right? They're always going to be universe. That's not really true, okay? I mean, that's not true because they are all forms, right? I mean, our physical life is the 5 skandhas, right? What is really suffering to be joy? Ah, interesting, yeah. So what Buddha is saying, like all the things that we find in life, we say, it's happy, I'm happy. Actually, that's suffering from Buddha's point of view. Yeah, scary, okay?
Because it's temporary.
Yeah, because it's imperfect, it's not permanent, right? And it's never satisfied. You're never satisfied, okay? And what is not to be a self as that means that, I have a soul or I have a consciousness that's permanent or that's real. That's false. There's no real consciousness. Okay, the only true self is your Buddha nature. Get it? Okay. So that's, remember, part of the 5 skandhas too, right? The consciousness is part of the 5 skandhas, right? So what is impure to be pure? Oh, yeah, our bodies are pure. I have a pure mind, pure body. That's still impure. Okay, so it's not. Okay, and then anybody know what the 7 inverted views are? Qi Dian Dao. Ooh, that's even better. So thoughts, perception, even thoughts is not real. Okay, views are false. All views are false because you have those 5 wrong views, etc. Okay, mind, consciousness, you can say consciousness, cognition. Okay, permanence and impermanence. Yeah, these are dualities. So these are dualities. So it's further, distinction from this. Okay, all right. Okay, so permanence and impermanence. We fall into duality, right? We say, okay, the body is impermanent, but the consciousness is permanent, right? We fall into that. Or suffering and happiness. We differentiate, right? Okay? Same thing with pure and impure. Self and non-ego, okay? Personality and non-personality. Okay? So these are the 7 inverted views because we all have dualistic, okay? It's all dualistic, all right? So that's not real, okay? That's not permanent, okay? So that's why Buddha said those are wrong views, okay? All right? So where are we? Okay, here. All right? Okay? So do not focus our minds outwardly, which I focus on forms, right? Outwardly focus is a sentient being. Inward focus is a Buddha. Get it? Okay? So there are times in this life where time seems to pass so slowly that we become so bored and continue to pursue things to kill the boredom, not realizing that time is so precious. Okay, yeah, I mean, Lecture Liu said this. I mean, he was just trying to emphasize that because we are so, it refers to this, right? That we're so focused on forms, attached to things. Sometimes our life becomes boring, right? Becomes boring, okay? Not realizing that time is so precious. So we do things to kill the boredom, right? You heard of things like that. Yeah, let's shoot the breeze. Hey, let's go to karaoke, pass on the boredom, Let's sing a few songs, Let's enjoy. Go see a movie. Some people like shopping, hey, because, that's what makes me happy, So anyway, so let me tell you a little parable of how from a Buddha, so that's from a human perspective, right? We think, our life is so long, right? A day is so long, because we're so outwardly focused, okay? That's the problem, okay? That's the vicious cycle that unfortunately sentient beings get into. So let me tell you a little story, hopefully very quick. It has to do with Buddha asking a question to some of his disciples or monks, okay? So Buddha asked the first monk, he goes, how long is a lifespan or human lifespan? How long is a human lifespan? So the first monk answered, it's a few days. It's a few days, And Buddha said, this monk has not yet understood the way, okay? So then he asked a second monk, how long is a lifespan, human lifespan? He goes, it's about the span of a meal. It's about the span meal. And Buddha said to the second monk, this monk has not yet understood the way. So then he asked the third monk, how long is the human lifespan? And the third monk replied, it's the span of a breath. And then the Buddha said, excellent, Sanzai, excellent. This monk has understood the way. What Buddha was trying to, to get the message to us, to sentient beings, is that from a absolute scale, right? From an absolute view, right? From the Dharma Dhatu view, from the Buddha's view, our life is like this. It's like this. Because why? Because there's an eternity. What's 100 years compared to eternity? It's nothing. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. It's nothing. It's like zero. So that's why Buddha is trying to teach his disciple, get them to understand that our life is very short. Physical life, that is, okay? So we better start cultivating, reach the other shore as quickly as possible. Don't think, that, I have until old age, right? My previous class, right? Holy teacher say, I have until old age to cultivate. That's no problem, wait till I'm retired. I got to worry about my career, my family, etc., my business, whatever. Well, guess what? Your life could just like that, right? Okay, so that's what Buddha is trying to, okay, so we better cherish the moment, right? That we can still cultivate, get to the other shore, do it now, don't wait, okay? Don't procrastinate. Okay, now, so 究竟涅槃, so at the highest level, remember, we go by phrase, right? There's none of that, there's none of the 12 nidanas, the Four Noble Truths, the 6 Paramitas, the 6 consciousness, all that stuff. None of that. What is it? It's called nirvana. It's beyond, it's beyond space and time. It's absolute, right? 究竟 means absolute, supreme, ultimate. Nibbana is, nirvana, no birth, no death, right? Okay. So it just means nirvana is the highest state. It's the state of, it's a state of our Buddha nature, etc., right? Okay, so that means that's what it is. And because, right, because all Buddhas, 三世诸佛, that means of the past, literally means 3 ages, rely on this, right? They all rely on that. That Maha Prajna is used to break through, 破相显真. 显化的显, okay? 显真, true. So the Maha Prajna, nothing else. Okay, so we say, we use our thoughts. Because thoughts still could be an illusion. Okay, get it? Okay, all right. Okay. So thoughts is still a form. It's still part of our what? 5 skandhas, right? The consciousness, okay? So you have to use Maha Prajna. So that's why, that's a function of our Buddha nature, right? You can say a function or one aspect, the other side of the coin, right? So that's why in the Buddha nature class, Lecture Liu constantly say to really, how can I say, learn, study the Buddha nature, in classes, you have to use your Buddha nature, right? You have to use this wisdom, basically. That's what it means. Don't try not to use your conscious thoughts. That's what he said. Because at most, then that's just book learning, right? Or intellectual learning, okay? So now, it's not easy because we tend to have thoughts, of course. So that's why he says you just keep repeating, right? And somehow that sound, that remember that the sound of those words or the teachings, it will be called 圣言量, okay? It will become like what? Enlightened or holy, divine listening by our Buddha nature of those words, okay? That's what it means, okay? Anyway, okay. So all bodhisattvas all follow this. There's no exception. I mean, no other way. Maybe that's another way of saying, okay? No other way, all right? So we have to depend on that, okay? And then because of that, then they attain, we say they attain, which is Anuttara Samyasambodhi, which means it's also known as this, right? Okay, it's 无上正等正觉, okay, in Chinese, okay? Okay, so he's saying also all sentient beings are things that are alive, including all animals, okay? Sentient beings are basically, sentient means to be able to feel, to sense, to have sensations of pain, joy, suffering, pleasure, all that, okay? Okay, so that includes animals. So, and the reason why animals come into being is because they have karmic reasons, okay? And once they're gone, they will become humans again. And also, in humans, we have rich and poor, famous and not famous, etc., powerful, not powerful. It's all due to karmic condition. So don't be arrogant, okay? Some people are smart. They're born very, they're prodigies, right? They're prodigies, But don't think that you're special. That's because in previous life, I don't say you cultivated. You did good things, or you did things that you maybe study hard. You study a lot, and that accumulated. That planted the seeds, the karmic seeds, accumulate, so that in one future life, in some future point, you'll be very smart, or stuff like that. Okay, so just understand that. Unfortunately, we don't see beyond this one life. That's the sad part. So regardless of what forms or conditions are like, we're all the same. Actually, we all have the same Buddha nature. Okay, so do not let our false selves to become a master by the Buddha. Okay, so don't let our egos, our pride, whatever, okay, all that become our master, right? Okay, rather, now we must learn to also conquer our false selves, okay, i.e. our ego and so to conquer others, there's a saying, is a hero. To conquer oneself is a worthy sage, okay? 圣贤, okay, that's what it means, okay? There's a story, right? We all know about, it's in one of the Nikayas. Nikaya means it's a collection of the Tripitaka, the Sanzang Jing, right? Which is the Sutra section. There's the 3 baskets, right? Sutras, Vinayas. Sutras means, teachings, you can say. Vinayas are the jie, are the precepts, and then Abhidhamma are the commentaries. So that's called the 3 baskets. Now, in the first basket, sutras, there are 5 Nikayas, collections. Nikaya is a collection. So in the third Nikaya, third collection, Samyutta Nikaya. Anyway, there's a very famous story. You guys all know that. Heard of the blind sea turtle? Well, one part of the Nikaya says it's blind, another one says it's one eye sea turtle, right? Well, you guys heard of the story, one eye sea turtle, right? Buddha was likening that to, because most of us think, oh, it's okay, we could still reincarnate if we don't, if we don't do well this life. Okay, if we don't cultivate this life, that's okay. I'll wait till next life. so people automatically assume that, oh, okay, I'll reincarnate into another human, right? Next life. Okay. Well, Buddha basically say, before you wish for that, understand this. He said, to be reborn, reincarnated as another human in next life, after this life, okay, he says it's very rare. You know that? So he used the story of that sea turtle, either the blind sea turtle or the one-eye sea turtle. He goes, imagine in a vast ocean, right? That sea turtle, once every 100 years, right? He would come up to the surface and just so happens poke his head through a hole in a yoke. Yoke is like like the oxen, when the farmers are using it to either pull a cart or plow the field. They have a yoke, right? Like a frame to put their head through, right? So imagine how likely a blind or one-eyed sea turtle that once every 100 years that will come to this ocean surface in this vast ocean and just so happens is able to poke his head through a yoke in a plank. It's just like how a human's chance of reincarnation is. So it just means that it's very small. I mean, so in most likelihood, we will reincarnate as animals first, or we go to the underworld first. And then after our, what do you call that, our sentence is over, then we will reincarnate as a human. So basically, what Buddha is trying to say is that previously he said life is short. That's true. Human life is short. Remember, like that breath, right? A breath. And yet, we have to cherish it. So, and why even more? Because when our chances of reincarnation as a human in the next life is even slimmer. Okay, so that's what Buddha is trying to, because that's one of the biggest mistakes that humans make, that Buddha considers, that we tend to view human life as very long, right? Which is obviously a wrong view, right? Okay, what is permanent? What we consider what is impermanent to be permanent, right? Okay, anyway, all right, okay. So that's why Buddha's saying we have to be careful. Okay, now, therefore, thus, right? Therefore, hence, right? To know that this perfection of wisdom is all powerful, i.e., is what? Literally, it means great divine. Okay, 大神. Yeah, great divine. 咒 means mantra. Yeah, mantra. And it's also the great illumination mantra or enlightening, you can say that. All right? Okay, so this wisdom is this. Okay, it's that, and it's indescribable. Remember, I say it's profound, marvelous, perfect, divine. And it's okay. The mantra is from a Sanskrit word. It means dharani. You know that? It means to have control over good and evil influences and passions. You know that? So it's a powerful, great spiritual and great, okay? So this mantra, okay? He, because he's leading to that last, section of the, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words or something. That's the mantra, okay? So he's also saying this mantra is unexcelled, unsurpassed. It's the highest mantra. And why? Because this mantra is based on Mahaprajna. Most mantras are not. Harry Potter is not based on Mahaprajna. It's based on, abracadabra and all that stuff, okay? All right? So as long as we are inspired by this or awakened this, then this perfect divine wisdom can be used to overcome. Remember, all hindrances, etc., right? Okay? And then it's also, once again, he's saying, there's no other mantra that's equal to this mantra because it's the highest of the highest. Why? Because it's based on Mahaprajna, which is what? Absolute, right? Supreme, all that. Okay? So it is able to what? Dispel, remove all suffering, okay? Using this mantra to transcend, okay? To overcome, you can say to overcome. And once again, he kept stressing, this is the true, not the false, okay? This is true. He's speaking the truth, okay? And then hence, the Mahaprajna is proclaimed, and the mantra is spoken thusly. Okay, that's 戒说奏乐, right? Okay, hence spoken thusly. 解说, 即说, thus. You can say thus, right? 即, thus spoken. Okay, so he's talking about the mantra. Okay, here comes the mantra. It's very short. 揭谛. In Sanskrit, it's pronounced gate. The e is long. T-A-Y. Te. Gate. Gate. Literally, it means to go. Oh, gone. Left. Gone. Okay? It's gate. Okay? It means, now, that's the literal meaning. Okay? Literal. But according to Lecture Liu, it means to what? To open our first treasure. That door. You can say, open that door. Get it? That first treasure. Yeah. The first treasure. Unfortunately, most of us don't know that. Even we receive that, we say, oh, whoa, I don't know what is that. Okay, so because we can't see it, that's what we can't feel it, right? It's because it's invisible, right? Remember, okay, the first treasure. So that's what it means. Okay, that's the hidden meaning, the higher level meaning. Okay, it's not to physically go. Okay, get it? The translation is to physically go, gone, or mentally. Doesn't matter. Okay, all right. Then the next phrase is called 波罗揭谛, right? 波罗 means to what? Reach the other shore. Literally, that's what it means. Literally, that means, okay? So para means to arrive, to reach there, okay? So reach. So let me ask you. So, okay, so that's how do you reach there? How do you go beyond? How do you get there? Only if our first treasure is open, right? Right? If that door is unlocked, then we can reach. Otherwise, if our door is not unlocked, what happens? We go the 6 paths, right? The 6 paths. So you will not reach the other shore, right? Because that's still samsara, isn't it? Makes sense, right? So the way to reach the other shore is you have to have gate in the first place, which is to open that first treasure. Make sense? Okay, so that's the hidden meaning. I mean, that more advanced level meaning, okay? Because people recite this and they don't know what it means, okay? They just say, oh, physically, I reached the other shore. It doesn't mean that, okay? All right, then, 波罗僧, right? 僧, this means sun. 僧 揭谛, okay? So it's para, 波罗, that's para. Sam is sen gate. So literally, it means gone utterly beyond, safely passed through it. That's what it means. But sun also means this. You know that? Together. Okay? Okay? So all go to the shore beyond to transcend the bitter sea. That's where we really belong. Because we all have the Buddha nature. We originally are there. Well, we're there. We originally were from there. So that's where naturally we should all go, right? We should all go because this body is still temporary. So it's like we're just visiting temporarily, right? Okay. So the practitioner, i.e. the Bodhisattva path, does not wish to cross the ocean alone, but rather have everyone cross the boat. That's what it means. That's the Bodhisattva spirit. Get it? That's what 慈悲is like. That's what really called 慈悲. Get it? Okay, that's what we call the four immeasurable minds. Remember? The Bodhisattva mind, right? The four immeasurable minds. The first one is, well, first two, 慈悲, right? Okay? Okay, then Puti Pusa. Oh, Puti Sato He. Yeah, okay. So Bodhi is Puti, right? Sapo He is, well, this is Sanskrit. Swaha. It means completion. That's the literal meaning. Okay, complete. That means you achieved. You completed the Bodhisattva path. In other words, okay, that's what it means. So it just means we can be awakened quickly and rapidly achieve. And now that we can do that, we also want to help others achieve. Get it? Okay, so that's the mantra. So it seems very basic. Very basic. Just what? 1, 2, I don't know, whatever. 12 words. 12 words, right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 5, 18 words. Okay, not much, right? In English, it's only 2, 3, 4, 6 words. In English, it's only, well, in Sanskrit, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. so it's like, huh? What kind of mantra is this, man? This is some mumbo-jumbo mantra. I mean, Harry Potter mantra is bad. This mantra is nothing. Actually, this mantra is the highest level. It's so simple, but the meaning is very profound, or very broad, you can say. Okay? All right? So, that's it. So this is the mantra, okay? So now I just want to summarize. There are several sections. It's hard to read this way because it's broken up. Actually, it's like 1, 2, it's like 4 sections. 4 or 5 sections. Basically, it's very important. Okay, we have to start from the top. I just want to summarize. It's very important here. Okay, very important here. Oh, yeah. Okay, 观自在菩萨. Okay, now some people interpret it as, oh, it's Guan Yin Pusa, right? It's Guan Yin talking about what? He's what? He's a liberated bodhisattva, right? Pusa means bodhisattva. He's liberated. Yeah, of course he's liberated. But it's not that. That's external. See? So Lecture Liu did say that. He goes, if you interpreted that, because some commentaries interpret it that way, guys. That's because the Heart Sutra has been, translated in one of the most translated sutras because it's short, okay? And it's short, yeah, succinct. But some people translate that. Oh, Bodhisattva Guan Yin is a liberated bodhisattva. Of course he is. That's kind of like, what tautology, okay? But that's not the meaning. Get it? The meaning is that we each are bodhisattvas. Get it? We each are a bodhisattva. We just don't know it because we're ignorant. We don't know it. So because we are all bodhisattvas, just like Guan Yin, right? Just like, other, we should what? Look inward. Look inward. See our Buddha nature. In other words, that's a higher level. Okay? That's what it means. So once you understand that, the rest will flow. Get it? Make sense? Okay? Because so we have to, that's very important. Now there are different sections. The first section is basically talking about that, okay, all the skandhas are false. That's the first section. Okay, that you have to have that insight, right? That the skandhas and all the and then you have to transcend all these that with that this, right? This Mahaprajna Paramita, we can transcend. Then the second section, he's talking about, right here. Where is it? The first, that's the second section. He's talking about the physical self or the form. They're all false. They're all empty. You can say they are all empty. Okay. There's no distinction. Okay. Empty. And so is the 5 skandhas. Okay. So that's what he was talking about. Okay. Oh yeah. Here's the section. Zhu Xi. Anybody know who Zhu Xi is? Right. He's the founder of Neo-Confucianism in Song Dynasty, and he called the Busen Bumie as Xi Ling Bumei. Bumei means non-delusional. I mean non-dualistic, not non-delusional. Literally, it means non-delusional. Bumei, you get it? Not get lost. So Xi Ling means I interpret as spirit of the void. That's a literal translation. So it also means the non-dualistic nature. So he said forms are the spirit of the non-dualistic nature. This is hard to understand. This is in Chinese. So he's basically saying that even the spirit and the void are dualities. Get it? So because the non-dualistic nature is neither spirit nor void. You get it? Because it's the essence. It's beyond duality. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so basically all the skandhas are false. Then that's the second section. Third section, he talks about this time about our Dharmakaya. So if all forms are false, then what is real? What is the true form, right? True form of the formless is the Dharmakaya, the Buddha nature. You can say Buddha nature. You get it? That's the third section. So he's talking about the description of what's the Buddha nature like. Yes, it's neither created nor destroyed, neither this, neither that, none of that. Get it? Okay, get it? Neither this, no skandhas, no six roots, no six objects, no six consciousness, all that. Okay, neither from origin, no ignorance, none of that. Get it? Okay, no 12 nindanas, no four noble truths, no 6 paramitas, nothing to attain. That get it? And so that's why. Okay, so that's the third section. Then the fourth section is talking about if that state, that Buddha nature, is called Bodhisattva, and you can rely on this. Okay, on that. And that's it. And there's nothing to fear. There will be no obstructions, etc., etc. You have nothing to fear, and you have no inverted thoughts, etc., etc. Get it? And you're in that absolute state. Okay? Okay? Then the last section is saying that once you're in that, then just like all the Buddhas of the past, present, and future, you'll reach this state of, Wu Sang Zhen Den Zhen or Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Okay? And with that is the highest level, and that's what, and then he's saying, then we should remember what this mantra is, which is basically a summary. Okay? All right? So it's 4 or 5 sections, right? 5 sections if you count the mantra. Okay? So thank you very much. I know I kind of rushed through things. You said you could go into this first too. Also, I didn't mention it here. I added this. Xinjing, right? It just means, Xinjing means, they say it's Heart Sutra, right? But that's the direction. It also means this. Jing. Jing means path. Get it? The path of the heart or the mind. Okay? It just means a path of the heart or mind. Get it? Literally, that's what it means. So it just means a path that each one of us must undertake. Get it? Jing. Jing means path. Track. It means track. Track, orbit, whatever. Okay? Track, path, or way. Okay? Get it? So it's a path that of our mind, of our heart, that we must take. Get it? Okay, so that's what it means. Okay? All right? Okay. So there are many things that I said that I did not say completely. I ask for Buddhist forgiveness. Thank you.